Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masterverse new Eternia Thunder Bunch He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, and is the third He-Man variant in the life of the new Eternia subline from ye old Masterverse, and kind of wondering where all the Skeletors are at, but I digress. So with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat taters of this review. Take a look, see at all Thunder Bunch He-Man has to offer in terms of accessories, because he's got quite a spread for a basic figure. I'm not gonna lie, this guy is like web store level, like kitted out and or loaded, or even the first Revelation Evelyn, because she had a lot of stuff too. Starting up, we have a pair of grip hands, so he can hold aloft his mighty power sword, which also has a shield it can store in, as opposed to a regular sword scabbard. And unlike the Origins version, this snaps into place and stays in there. That is awesome. This thing is not coming out. And you can plug this into his arms, or you can plug it onto his back. For now, I'm probably going to plug it onto his arm, but that's just me. Also, I'm not sure if this is vac-mill or not. That said, we also get a couple of Thunder Punch effects, which are pretty cool. Giant fireball effects you can put over his hands. And last but certainly not least, and I think this is really cool, get a couple of cap rings. You'll bust a cap in your ass. So you can wear them on your finger like you're a pretty princess, or you can take him and open up his back here, and you can load them up like so. Now, unfortunately, you can't fit them both in there, but hey, you can fit one, and there's the port for the shield on the back if you were so inclined to plug it in back here. You can do that. It's not the tightest fit, but it doesn't fall out either. That said, this piece also rotates. It's a very nice ratchety, clicky sound there. Kind of sounds like a timer being set. So he can punch you right in the kisser. I had to make one Jackie Gleason joke, come on. But taking a closer look at good old Thunder Bunch He-Man here, he does appear to have the Faker head sculpt, but it doesn't look nearly as good on him as it does on Faker, because Mattel just can't seem to get He-Man's gosh darn face right nowadays. But I'm okay with it. It looks alright. Personally, I'm partial to the Viking He-Man helmeted head, but that's just me. He's got these crazy arm bracers here, I think add quite a bit to the look. He's got the harness, and then he's just got the regular He-Man trunks and the white fur trim He-Man boots. So really cool looking figure. I like him. He's very heavy too, probably because of his backpack, which is hard plastic with a rubber armor piece that plugs into it. So as far as articulation goes, his head will look up and down. It'll rotate side to side. It's a little tight, but it works. Shoulders go out, back down. They rotate forward and back, and probably all the way around. Let's just give it a whirl. Yeah, there you go. Works just fine. Bicep swivel. It's got a double elbow, but it's very, very tight. And I don't know if I'll be able to get the bottom joint to go on that side. Why don't we try the other one? There you go. And as you can see, the bracers on his arm, they do have little hinge joints in them, like the new Eternia Stratos wings, so they will bend with the arm. That is pretty cool. He does have the hinge swivel wrists with the nice thick pegs that I like. Make them nice and tight. His torso will crunch forward and back. It will tilt a little bit. And rotate nice and tight, too. I like that. Waist twist. Now, at first, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know he had the drop-down hips because mine were not budging for crap. But after I yanked this leg off, not messing it up or nothing, I realized he did have them. So, you know, word to the wise, double check. That said, he does kick forward and back pretty well. This leg's not as tight as this one. Not by a long shot, really. But it's not floppy, so it's fine. He's got a thigh cut. He's got a double knee, which also isn't very tight, but it's pretty butter smooth. He's got a boot cut, again with the white fur there, and a hinge in the foot with a rocker. So, standard Masterverse articulation, but very, very solid overall. Is that premature? I don't know. I usually save that word for the end. Either way, with that in mind, I think it is time now that we gear him up with his shield and sword on the same arm. And the cool thing with this, because he's got the plug-in ports, you can straight up use his sword to impale someone while it's stored on the shield. That's pretty cool. I dig that. Kind of makes me wish he had two of them. But beggars can't be choosers, right? Standing him up there. We're actually now going to move on to some comparisons with the other He-Man variants from the new Eternia subline from the old Masterverse. So why don't we move right along, take a look at how he stacks up with those. First up, here is good old Thunder Punch He-Man alongside the other He-Man variants we have received throughout the entirety of the new Eternia subline of ye old Masterverse. We have the Battle Armor He-Man and the Viking He-Man, most underrated He-Man figure ever. Not sure where I was going with that. And with Flying Fist He-Man rumored to come out towards the end of the year here, we'll have all 4 vintage He-Man variants that were released over here in the States. Of course, there is Laser Light and some other ones, but that's another story for another day. Hopefully, we will get enough Skeletors to combat all these He-Men, though. He's a bit lacking in numbers, if I do say so myself. Getting these two out of the way. All seriousness, though, I really do love the Viking He-Man figure. I think that's probably one of my favorite He-Man figures in my collection right now. Still, even with this new one. So let's bring in our 2 regulars. The Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, who is all the way over there. Holy crap. There you go. Woo! And the infamous Elephant Spawn, who I think is going to be about the same height. Close to the same height as He-Man here. That said, He-Man is the most powerful man in the universe, after all. Would make sense if he was a little taller than his fellow masters, right? So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if a new Eternia rendition of Thunder Punch He-Man is what you wanted, then look no further. However, I wish this head looked as good on this figure as it did on the Faker figure. I mean, let's face it, Mattel just can't seem to get He-Man's head just right. That said, at the end of the day, this is still one of the better ones, and I don't know, I don't mind it too much, but I do see people's complaints. There is an argument to be had there, needless to say. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.